Nah, not that one. This one. There we go. Where we at? Hey, welcome everybody. Back this up just a little bit. Happy Thursday, my guys and gals, gang. Welcome to episode 75 of the Nooner. Don't mind me while I get my camera set up here. All right, what are we talking about today? 3 things the auto industry must do for 2016. This is for 2016. This is episode 75 of the Nooner. I am your host. My name is David Bradley, sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone, author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone, and the founder of a hashtag Rich Man's Gym. Today we're looking at 3 things the auto industry must do in 2016. What is the Nooner? Quite simply, I'm coming in here every single weekday, 12 o'clock noon, Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be dropping a little noontime nugget about either sales, business, or life. So if you're in sales, if you're in business, if you're in life, this little weekly or daily broadcast will help you, guaranteed. So the purpose of this is that it's midday here in California. It's 3 o'clock over on the West Coast. Here's what I want to do. I want to deliver some motivation to you that you can take with you into the rest of your day. Motivation is like food. It's fuel. You got to keep it coming. You got to keep it flowing. At 12 o'clock noon, you may start to dwindle a little bit, right? So we're going to talk about some things every single day that you can use to get motivated, to get inspired, to get an idea, a nugget. We're going to be leaning on or towards the auto industry. But if you're in sales or business, the 3 strategies or the 3 tips I'm about to drop right now will apply to any industry, I promise you. And if you're having a hard time making that translation or that transition, feel free to reach out to me. So let me get a couple introductions out of the way. So first and foremost, my name is David Bradley. I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. I've been working with Grant since March of 2011. I've been studying this material since 2003. Grant's material took me from barely surviving in sales to thriving in it. So when I got an opportunity to give that to other people, hey, I was all in. So what we do at Cardone Training Technologies, we increase production for individuals and corporations alike, usually to the tune of 15 to 30%, simply by helping them find and then handle missed opportunity. It's a constant growth cycle for you as a company and for us as well. So if there's anything I can help with in terms of that, if you've got some interest in our company and you'd like me to point you in the right direction, feel free to reach out to me. David@grantcardone.com is my email address. You can call me direct, 310-777-0352. Okay. 2 other things on me. I'm the founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. This is about home-based strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. I don't believe you need to go to the gym to get in the best shape of your life. You can do it right from the privacy of your own home, backyard, the garage, down at the local park, wherever that may be. I am also the author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. Smoked cigarettes for 5 years, could not quit, but I found a way to stop. There is a difference, and I wrote a book on it. So you can check out stopdon'tquit.com. You can hit it up on amazon.com. The book is called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. And if you've ever smoked the cigarettes, you'll understand what that's all about. Now, also keep in mind, Christmas right around the corner, New Year's resolutions right around the corner. So if that's you, this would be a great gift to give somebody the gift of life, the gift of your life, or the gift of theirs. And this will also definitely help you stay on top of that New Year's resolution if it is to finally stop smoking. A couple shout outs though. Laura, hi, nice to see you. What are we talking about today? 3 tips, 3 things the auto industry must do in 2016. Okay, so J.D. Power, you guys have heard of J.D. Power, right? So they do a survey every single year, SSI, Sales Satisfaction Index. It's a study, they do it at 29 years they've been doing this, and they released their findings on this in early November. And, oh, almost forgot. So on Thursdays, what do I do on the Nooner? I'm going to take a noon news topic, something that I have found in the news, bring it back to what we do here. Put a positive spin on it, relate it back to Grant and our world, but that's on Thursday. So this is a newsworthy article. There's an article over on examiner.com that breaks this down. But here's the story. What J.D. Power does with the sales satisfaction index is they specifically go into dealerships, they find the customers, and they interview them, and they find out, hey, what worked, what didn't. Here's the story. They look at and measure customer satisfaction with sales experience for new vehicle buyers and non-buyers, the rejectors, the people that didn't buy. Which, interestingly enough, if you crack open the 10X rule, Grant says, interview the people that don't buy from you. You want to survey somebody, don't survey the ones that bought from you, because that worked. Talk to the people that didn't, figure out why. So J.D. Power is doing that. So they're looking at people who shopped and then and went somewhere else, and they're also looking at people that shopped and bought. The buyer satisfaction is based on 4 key factors. It's working out the deal. It's the salesperson himself or herself. It's the actual delivery process, and then the facility overall. Hey, Bill, nice to see you. If you didn't buy at the dealership, then the satisfaction is based on 5 factors. The salesperson, the fairness of price, experience negotiating, the facility, and then the variety of inventory. Okay, so they rate the satisfaction. It's on a 1,000-point scale. Good news, though, for the auto industry is that this is up in 688 out of 1,000 points, but that's up from 2014. It was lower. So that's good news. So good job, auto industry. Okay. Now here's the number one takeaway. I'm going to talk about the 3 main ones, but there's like the big picture, the overall thing is this. Dealers who embrace technology will deliver a more satisfying sales experience. So what does that mean, embrace technology? Well, I'm sure we've heard that a lot. We hear that probably on a daily basis. You got to embrace technology. But what does that mean, right? Okay, so I think if you, as a dealer, if you've got your website needs to be structured and geared to funneling, where we give information and allow customers to have information, they interact with us, and you basically treat your website like a virtual showroom or virtual car lot. Okay. Also, your presence on social media has a lot to do with this embracing technology phrase. What is it? Do you have it? Are you managing it? Are you in control of it? What is it doing to drive traffic to your website and to your dealership? And that's the purpose of the website as well, is to drive traffic to the dealership. Not only physically, but in terms of an email, or that should be all it's all about. Adding value, information, driving traffic. Okay. Social media presence, exact same thing. How to use YouTube, right? So when they say embrace technology, those are the things they're talking about. So as a dealer, you want to start looking at, hey, how am I using this stuff? This shouldn't be something that you want to have an interactive role in that, right? Okay. So they also noted 3 important. Oh, hello. Hold on. Push the wrong button. 3 important findings that basically tell a dealer what exactly to do, what the clients are specifically looking for. These are the people that not only did they buy, but these are the people that did not buy, and say, hey, here's why I didn't, or here's why I did. Okay? So they're all there. Okay? And the 3 things are: create a memorable experience at the dealership, go faster and with transparency, pitch millennials. Okay, I'll break those 3 things down. But the dealers that can embrace these 3 things are going to find themselves pulling ahead of the competition. Big time. And the more you embrace these 3 things, the farther ahead you're going to be. That's where we get into the domination stuff, not just competing anymore, right? We're totally dominating the competition. So the first one, create a memorable experience at the dealership. Chevy did this really cool thing a couple years ago where they sent management to Disneyland to study how Disneyland makes people happy. It's the happiest place on earth, right? How do they do that? So that was a really cool thing. But there's one thing that you can guarantee when you go to Disneyland is a memorable experience, okay? And a good one, right? So the big message that we got from this, though, is that salespeople remain vital to the sales experience. The article quotes, the most impactful sales satisfaction KPI, that stands for Key Performance Indicator, or what J.D. Power calls best practice, is interacting with a salesperson who understands the customer's needs completely. So that means that the customer's like, man, I want to work with somebody who gets me, who literally takes the time to listen to what I have to say, to see where I'm at, and really help me solve my problem. As Grant tells us all the time, the number one reason a person buys something is to solve a problem. So if somebody shows up at your dealership, they've got a problem. You help them solve it. And you put all your energy and all of your interest in, hey, what can I do to help you solve your problem? Bill says, Grant did this in his Turnaround King episode. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Salespeople that demonstrate the qualities of being good listeners, ask relevant questions, and can deliver on a customer's requests are the ones that are going to get the deal. They're the ones that are going to earn the business. Okay? So, hey. That's the first piece. Okay? Note. Okay? Now, the top performing salespeople are able to leverage and utilize technology to do this very thing. So that's the big theme, is that the dealership that can embrace technology, but the salespeople that can then leverage and embrace technology will rise above the pack and pull ahead. Okay? So salespeople that do not allow technology to be a hindrance on the deal, but they actually allow it as a tool to provide more information and connect with the buyer. Right? So if you're a salesperson in an auto dealership and a customer calls you up and says, hey, I'm interested in the used BMW 3 Series you have right now, you send them a personal video of you walking around that car and showing them all the features. And the other 3 dealers they called didn't do that, right? So as a salesperson, man, you can pull way ahead. Okay? So by communicating, engaging, asking the right questions, and literally doing everything you can to solve a customer's problem, that's how you pull ahead as a salesperson. That's how you get that connection and that bond. It is a relationship. Still, even with all the technology, you still need to use that technology to build a relationship with your client. Do that. That's the first thing J.D. Power suggests the dealership does, is that use technology to deliver a solid sales experience. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I got some new people just popped in. Let me throw a few shout-outs here. I got a guy with a cute little dog. Daniel, nice to see you. We're talking about 3 things the auto industry must do. Sam, nice to see you as well, to pull ahead in 2016. Daryl Taylor, good to see you, man. Welcome. Oh, hey, Tammy. There's Tammy. Look at that. Tammy's hanging out today. Nice to have you on the Nooner, Tammy. All right, so the second thing. So what's the first thing? Just to recap, sales staff remains vital to the experience. Okay, you got to create a memorable experience at the dealership. Thank you for the follow. Mr. Jones, Daniel, your next door neighbor has a David Bradley tractor. Well, yes, there's a whole farming industry. They're in that industry. Not me, unfortunately. Second thing, after we create the memorable experience, we want to go faster and with transparency. Okay, 5 of the top 10 key performance indicators that J.D. Power looked at is related to actually working out the deal. So here's the quote. Among the most impactful key performance indicators are 5 that involve making the customers feel comfortable and confident that they are receiving the most transparent and upfront information to aid their decision making while at the dealership. Okay, delivering on these best practices improves satisfaction, builds loyalty and advocacy. So what was I talking about the other day? Turn a problem customer into a raving fan. That's what this means when they talk about advocacy. Okay, are we presenting our clients with enough information that they can make a valuable decision, that they can make a real decision, a now decision, because they've got all the information, all. We're not hiding anything. We're not saying, hey, go shop a couple other stores and then bring us your best price and we'll beat it and then we'll do the deal. We're going to give them all the information now. We're going to be upfront. We're going to be transparent. We're not going to let them feel like they're hiding anything, so that when they drive home, they're like, man, I got a good deal. They're confident in that. Confident means what? With trust. Okay. So you want your buyers to have confidence. You want them to feel comfortable in the process, and you want them to feel like, well, you don't want to feel like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, right? I sold cars for 10 years. If I had $1 for every time a customer said, hey, who's behind the green curtain, or made that Wizard of Oz reference, I wouldn't have had to sell cars. Right? So the auto industry has a stigma about not being transparent. So you want to pull ahead, you be overly transparent. Man, you tell them everything. There's nothing to hide anyway. It's all on the internet, right? If you're not giving it to them, somebody else will. Make sense? So that's how you pull ahead. But the other piece of that, though, was go faster. So if you're following Grant, what does Grant say all the time? Speed is what? Speed is power, okay? So, and what do customers say? If you walk into a dealership, what's one of the first things you say as a customer? Man, how long is this going to take? Right? You ever had somebody, yeah, I bought a car down over at Boo Boo Ba Honda. If you go down there, bring a lunch. Shouldn't take 7 hours to do a deal. You should be able to get in and out in 90. Right? The actual sales process. If you're a dealer, can you advertise it? That's a challenge Grant throws out to dealers. Would you advertise your sales process? Hey, come on down. We're going to keep you here from 7 hours. We're going to try and squeeze every last red cent out of you. Do you advertise that? No. What if you could advertise 90-minute car deal? If you read Sell or Be Sold, Grant talks a lot about that, about the guy, the shoe shine guy in the airport. Free shoe shines, another 5 minutes. He'd make more in tips than he would if he actually charged for the shine. Okay? So, if you're a dealer, find some ways to speed up, streamline your process, get people in and out, man. Turn and burn. They're doing a lot of shopping on the internet already. They only visit 1.4 stores anyway. When they come to you, it should be short, sweet, simple. They're already done. All you got to do is wrap it up. Shouldn't take that long. Make sense? If you got an appointment, man, have the car pulled up and ready to go. Number 3. Pitch millennials on aftermarket accessories, warranty, gap insurance. Those things, it says here that Gen Y is equally interested in safety and protecting their vehicle as other generations are. So what that implied to me was that there's a stigma out there that millennials aren't into that stuff. That millennials aren't, full package buyers. The reality is they are. And what that teaches us, what that reminds us of, is a great lesson from Grant, which is to treat them like a buyer, treat them like they can buy and they will buy, regardless of their age range, regardless of what the media has decided about them. Grant's and our VP of Sales, Jared, they got a whole show dedicated to millennials, young hustlers. They haven't counted them out. Neither should you. Because as they progress and they move forward into the marketplace, you know what they got? They got money. And they want to spend it. And if they're going to be making an investment in a vehicle that may be just a little bit above their means, they're going to want to protect it too. Right? And they're already used to hearing the pitch. When you go to Best Buy, what do? Every single time. Okay? So treat them like a buyer. They can buy, they will buy. Millennials are just as likely to pick up back-end product as any other generation. So make sure you're showing them their options for extended warranties, for gap insurance, paint protection, all of the different things that you have. If you're a dealer and you're watching this, make sure you pitch everybody. Okay, so that was the big lesson though. Treat them like a buyer, and they can buy and they will. Okay, and that applies to everybody though, right? So remember in the very beginning of this conversation, I said, hey, and if you're not in the auto industry, this will still apply to you. Okay, create a memorable experience for your customer. That applies to you, right? Wouldn't you agree? Go faster in this day and age. Be transparent in this day and age. Wouldn't that make sense? Pitch millennials. Pitch everybody. Treat them like a buyer. Treat them like they can buy and they will buy. Okay, so this applies to everybody. What does Bill have to say? Bill's got a comment down here. He says, used car salespeople in the UK have a bad reputation. Bill, I think used car salespeople everywhere have a bad reputation. And one of the things that I think we can get from that, what can we learn from that? I'm going to do a couple shout outs here real fast though. Love Nail Polish, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Galen Perkins, nice to see you as well. Appreciate you being here. So what can we learn from that though? Is that if there's a bad reputation in an industry as a salesperson, How hard is it to shine? How hard is it to stand out? Actually, the question is, how easy is it, right? What does Grant say? He says, talks about go the extra mile. Nobody's on it, right? Okay. So if you're in an industry that has a bad reputation, man, make it a habit to go the extra mile. Separate yourself from the competition. Hey, thank you. Nice to see you. Big D Millie Jones says, I bought a Toyota Campy. I'm guessing that's Camry. In 2011, Costco had special pricing in a local dealership. Beat that price by $900. So you shopped the number that they gave you. Is that right? So you took your Costco price and was able to get $900 less? That happens. That happens all the time. I'm curious, did you have any interaction with the actual dealer that was the Costco dealer representative? And what was your experience at that dealer? I'd be curious to hear about that. So, what are we saying? What's the lesson learned? So if you're a dealer, it's 2016, make sure you're doing everything you can. Hold on, let's get some music here, because we're wrapping up this nooner. So for those of you that are just tuning in, for those of you that are here for a first time, this is the Nooner. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, I'm popping in at 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be dropping a noontime nugget about either sales, business, or life. If you missed this, if you want to play some catch up, you can go to youtube.com/Cardone Solutions. There's a playlist over there called The Nooner, where you can see everything I've done so far up to this point. We're on 75 right now, so that's plenty of viewing time for you. Play some catch up. But here's the theme, the 3 things that the auto industry must do, and if you're in sales, you should probably start looking at these things yourself in any industry. Create a memorable experience for your client. Go faster, be transparent, pitch millennials, pitch everybody. Treat them like they can buy and they will buy. So this has been episode 75 of The Nooner. If you've got comments, suggestions, topic suggestion, tweet it out to me at davidrbradley.com. I've been your host. We'll see you tomorrow. It's open mic on Fridays, so we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for participating and being here. And be great, because your greatness, don't fight it, guys. See you tomorrow.